Abzan, Gideon here in Pioneer. This list comes to us from one of the donations from Extra Life. We're going to go ahead and give it a run and see how we do here in the League of Pioneer. Now this list is a few weeks old, and so I might take a little bit of liberties here with just a couple sideboard cards just because of what we've seen recently in some of our streams. If you'd like to donate for a list, you'll be able to hit us up on Twitch here soon, and we'll have that all set up. And then the deck list for this is down below in the YouTube description. What are we doing though? Abzan Gideon is using Gideons essentially in Kaya. So maybe Abzan Kaya Gideon, Gideon Kaya. But it is a, dare I say, mid-range style deck, going to go after creature decks, not so much after combo decks. We use things like Blessed Alliance, Declaration in Stone, Gideon's Triumph. These are ways to remove creatures and get them, our opponents, to sacrifice stuff. We have Abrupt Decays, we have Assassin's Trophies here. These will allow us to target lands as needed, but also just any pesky, annoying creatures, planeswalkers, anything like that that gets in our way. Mid-range here, a lot of Gideons. We have the Blackblade Gideon. He lets us give another creature abilities like lifelink and indestructible, vigilance, so on and so forth. And then Gideon of the Trials is a good way to protect ourselves from a singleton creature while we wait for a way to remove it, and also as a finisher. Anguish Unmaking is again just targeting things, removing stuff. And then Kaya here is going to be targeting, again, creatures, small creatures, gaining us life, giving us enough time to find those Wraths, to find enough Gideons, and be able to swing in. Kaya's Wrath here at the top end to destroy all creatures, and Gideon, ally of Zendikar, as another Gideon to help with finishers. We have a singleton, Secure the Waste as well, just go really wide, maybe then Anthem, Gideon Emblem, and close the game out. Sideboard wise, we have some Plagues in here. This is obviously for the Field of the Dead decks. We have a set of Lost Legacies, which is kind of interesting to me. We have a set of Leyline of the Voids. We have a set of Ritual of Soot, which I like this, although it is 4, destroys all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. What's nice here is that this doesn't play badly into our Gideon Blackblade with a Languish. A Languish would end up killing the Gideon Blackblade. Another Kaya here and an Assassin's Trophy. This is the list. What we might do is a couple adjustments. What I could see doing is a couple Deafening Silences here, because we've seen a lot of combo recently, and I could see some Thought Seizes and or Duresses or Despises just to give us a little bit of extra attack to the hand going into games, say 2 and 3 if need be. So we might trim just a couple Leyline of the Voids here. I might trim Singleton Lost Legacy, and I may trim this Assassin's Trophy since we have so many options already in the main deck. You'll either see those in the gameplay or not. We're going to go ahead and run this pretty close to as is, though, for the donation list. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in the matches. All right, let's find match 1 opponent here. And we do immediately. We'll make a quick note here. We took out 2 Leyline of the Voids. We took out a Singleton Lost Legacy, and we took out that Assassin's Trophy. We did do the Deafening Silences and Thought Seizes, and I did bring in just a pair of Thought Seizes in the main. Basically the same deck, just a couple little things just to give us something to do at the very beginning of the game. It's a minor thing, but I've noticed that in my other builds that Blessed Alliance really hasn't done much. Plain Brad, if we run into aggro all the time, I apologize. Let's play first. All right, we'll keep this. We have our Thoughtseize over a Blessed Alliance. Here we go, the test. We'll see how this goes. Right out of the gates, we'll take 4. 4, but we get to get something into play. The Field of Ruin, it would be nice if this is something else. I can't go get actually a basic forest. That's not available to me. So we're going to have to naturally hit the forest. But we do have the Declaration in Stone, and I'm very likely to be able to cast this Gideon of the Trials here soon. The deck itself has... how many does it have? 20... it has actually 25 lands, so we should be really good. Alright, Thoughtseize, our opponent, they did mold to 6. So maybe we can catch something here. Nice. Alright, we have a Legion's End, which is sorcery speed. which I don't care about. We have a negate I sort of care about, and this Gear Hulk. Let's see here. So I guess it's going to be take the negate and pass the turn. Legion's End's not too worrisome here. The Gear Hulk could be worrisome. We'll see if that comes into play. Second Gideon here. We can emblem with the first one now. Drowned in the lock played for opponent. All right, we do miss our third land drop, unfortunately. They do not. All right. Me and lands lately have just not been in agreement. All right, they do take care of that, which is nice. I could get my plains or I can get my forest. I do actually have a forest. Okay. If I were to get the forest, in terms of white mana, I have 2 lands that are not, 3. There are 3 lands that are not white. I have so many things that are double white here. It might just be smarter to get the second white. Let's do that and not give them the clue that we're on Abzan colors just yet. Castle, not Lockwain. Well, okay. This might give it away. We'll try to get Gideon down. At least I have Abrupt Decay. All right. We do get Gideon into play. That's a good sign. And actually, Anguish of Making, Declaration in Stone, and Kaya's Wrath, I'll get rid of the Gear Hulk. Albeit only Anguish of Making does it at instant speed. Gideon's Triumph also gets rid of it at instant speed. Alright, in goes Gideon. And I think we'll just pass the turn with all of our instant speed shenanigans up. Is it 6 mana? Alright, we'll just continue to get in here. If they decide to try to block with Torrential Gear Hulk, I can do the Gideon's Triumph when it's blocking. I can also just Anguish Unmaking it at end step if they try to do that as well. Okay, it's coming together. I will Anguish Unmaking if they flash in Gear Hulk here. Okay. We'll go ahead and do this before the opt. It shouldn't matter too much, I don't think. We'll see. Okay, they put one on the bottom. Getting the Gideon down and just smacking in, it's proven to be pretty good so far. Indestructible is probably a real pain for them to deal with. Alright, so there's Blackblade. Let's go ahead and fire up Gideon. I don't need to necessarily gain any life here. So we'll continue to attack in just with this Gideon. If they have a Gear Hulk, it's kind of annoying playing this Gideon into it. But then it would get rid of the negate here. Alright, so they do have the Gear Hulk into negate. Okay. So if we would have played just a touch slower, we have the Gideon Triumph here. I assume they're going to attack Gideon here. And does so. Isolated Chapel. Let's play a new Gideon. Hope they don't have a negate. We'll prevent damage this time. And I don't think I want a Declaration in Stone here. I want to leave Gideon's Triumph up in the case that they have another Gear Hulk. Castle, Scry's Tomb. No attacks, I would presume. land plus Liliana, the last hope. Alright, we'll see what they do here. They go up. So I can just abrupt decay at end step. This is nice. Abrupt decay that, get that out of the way. A land lets me Kaya's Wrath, maybe Gideon Triumph. Okay. I think we go for it. Kaya's Wrath here, then we'll boot up the Gideon and swing. Gets rid of this. Okay, they scry 2. Let's make Gideon Gideon. Let's swing with Gideon. Pass the turn. What else you got for me? Illumination. Do we have a follow-up? I have no way to counter anything, so there is that. Dig through time, looking for an answer here. Do they have an answer for my Gideon? Oh no, they found something. No. They found Nebraska's. They gain a little bit of life too. Alright. Guess we'll pass the turn. So our voids can come in. A few other things can come in. Ooh. That's a card. Another dig through time. I could secure for 1, 2, 3, 4 and leave up abrupt decay, because this. We'll just let him go for finding something here. If there's a point at which they'll tap out, which is probably unlikely now that they have so much mana, this Secure the Waste could be pretty nifty. Okay, the tapping. Okay, they don't tap out of negate. Play our Fabled Passage, pass the turn. I have to sneak this in somewhere. Where, I have no idea. Another dig through time. I wonder if I bring Lost Legacy in here for just the Gear Hulk. I'm not seeing anything else that would just end me currently. I think this might be actually a good time to do this. This looks like a really good time to go ahead and secure. We'll secure for 5. This way I can abrupt decay because they have the Legion's End. If they have a second Legion's End, then so be it. Basically, I'm hoping they only have one of these, though. Do you have another one? Oh, they have a Languish. Okay, fair. They kept a Languish. Well, Assassin's Trophy is not a bad card to have here. Another removal spell for a Gear Hulk. We've already gotten through 2 Gear Hulks. So we'll see if they have another one. Again, we got to see what they have. Maybe they don't have much more of a win condition. Gideon. I'll go ahead and try to play this in there. I assume there's a negate. A Drown in the Lock. I'm assuming something. Nothing. Alright. Well, 0. Maybe they have a Vraska's. I'm a little surprised that hit the battlefield. Gearhulk into a Vraska's. Let me go ahead and attempt an Assassin's Trophy here. I don't know if they're going to really tap out much more than this. Disallows. Fortunately, I need him to attack in order to get the Gideon's Triumph. They're down to 20 cards. I think I can take a hit of 5 here. Target opponent sacrifices a creature that attacked or blocked this turn. Well, we'll do it now just to see if they will sacrifice this for me. Oh, they had a censor. Alright, well I can deck and stone it next. Land, so 2 cards to beat here. I will attempt a Declaration in stone. Do they have another counter? They do. Alright. We will go ahead and play Kaya here and hit upstairs. We're going to hit up... No, I'm not. Okay, draws 2 cards. If I hit upstairs and attack with the Knight Ally, we have a shot at killing them next turn. Assuming they don't have like another Vraska's Contempt. Alright. They're not at 3. Dig through time, looking for cards. I think I bring in Lost Legacy and just try to name Torrential Gearhulk. This looks like this is the only win condition other than that Liliana that we've seen. And they have a Fatal Push. Alright. They're at 5. I'm at 9. Running Kaya's would be fine here. A Gideon would be fine here. Deck and Stone kills. You have a counter? Wow. Alright. Well, we know what's going on here. Okay. I'm actually glad I brought in the Thought Seizes. Alright, so Thought Seizes can definitely come in here. I like the Lost Legacy just to name the Torrential Gearhulk, if I'm honest. And then maybe some Leyline of the Voids, though they're not necessary. It would be interesting to spike one of those. So Gideon's Triumph feels a little bit weaker. Since they're not going to have too many things. We can probably easily take 4 of those out. I like the Anguished Unmaking. I like Kaya as an option here. Kind of like as an alternate win condition. Can take out 1 Declaration in stone too. I have the Anguished Unmakings. We can take probably 2 Kaya's Wraths out, and that's most of these cards. I wonder if I'm ever getting to Secure the Waste to really hit here. I might be able to just take 1 Abrupt Decay out as well. Maybe just an Oath of Kaya, actually. Oath of Kaya is kind of like a finisher here. If I do that, maybe it's good to just bring another Declaration in just in case. No, leave 3 Kaya's Wrath. Kaya's here. Interesting enough, the Deafening Silence could also stop them. They're playing multiple spells a turn usually. This is probably okay though. So extra pair of Thought Seizes here. Extra Kaya is a different win condition. Lost Legacy is the name Torrential Gearhulk. And a few ley lines. See if I spike that on the draw or on the play here. Let's do it. All right. A little different. Let's play first. I was feeling good. Then we got kind of sideways slapped. Okay, similar starting hand with the whole 2 lands here. I have Kaya and I have Gideon. I think I have to mulligan through this because the Wrath is not very good and the Assassin's Trophy is not very good at the beginning. And the Oath is just more of a finisher. So let's mulligan this. Okay, we'll keep this. I can get rid of probably this Abrupt Decay. I don't get to Thought Seize immediately, but I get to Thought Seize after, and we have a ley line to stop Gear Hulk later and Dig Through Time. Seems good. Seems good. All right. And I can get rid of a counter spell here. Albeit there won't be much for Kaya to get rid of here. Thought Seize. Let's see what's going on. We have a few sensors here and a few illuminations. Interesting. Well, I think I'll just take a sensor then. Slows me down for a turn. We'll make it work. We'll put this into play tapped and pass turn. I will attempt to play a Kaya or a Lost Legacy after the sensor. Now they're drowned. Let's go ahead and get Kaya going. See if my opponent picked up a counter spell. They did. They did. It's fine. Still has Censor. We need to be aware of that. Let's go for it. I think this is the time to do it, just without them grabbing any more cards. And I'll see if I can name Torrential Gear Hulk here. They have Censor, these 3 cards, and something else. Torrential Gear Hulk. Oh, it's an artifact card. Shoot. It's an artifact card. Okay. Dig Through Time's not very good. We could snag these hieroglyphic illuminations. Shoot. Yeah, that makes me feel silly. I was thinking that was a good way to do it. Now everyone on YouTube's just like, yep, you figured it out. All right, let's take the illuminations because I can grab 2 out of hand. All right, what else? We have a Liliana Last Hope, and we have Noxious Grasps as well. Languish is in here. The Gear Hulks around, they have a Gear Hulk. So we have 3 Gear Hulks to get through. Let me put a few notes here. We see 3 Gear Hulks. We see 2 Vraskas. Contempt. We see 2 Liliana, Lily, Last Hope. I see 2 Noxious. I see a Disallow, and I see a pair of Negates. Those are the cards I care about. There's a Thought Season here I don't care about, and the Plague I don't care about. Hand is Censor, Urborg, and Torrential. Dig Through Time is expensive. All right. Cool. Let's go. All right, cycles the Censor, cycles an Opt. So we have to beat 3 Gear Hulks somehow. We will try to do that. Liliana Last Hope. All right. Play Gideon Blackblade. Play this. We're gonna go up. Let's do this on their upkeep. Shouldn't really matter. They can float mana and do all that good stuff. I need a little more, looks like black. Okay, so that's 1 Vraska's Contempt out. We have 1 more to fight through. Urborg, Gear Hulk, unknown card. We'll hold the Isolated Chapel. I don't think I can beat Liliana here. Not sure I can beat her. Maybe that was the name. Once I figured out Gearhulk was an artifact creature. So I need one of my abrupt decays, it looks like. We have Urborg Unknown card in my opponent's hand. 5 damage here. Alright, English Unmaking does stop the Liliana. I have a couple other things that deal with this card. So, English Unmaking. Hope I can top deck. They don't have Counterspell, it looks like. Come on, something to deal with this. Assassin's Trophy, Gideon. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't have a Counterspell? Yes. All right, we can uptick here. Pass turn. All right, now I need a win condition because I can't win with just Gideon here. All right, land. Urborg Unknown card still. Oh no. Raskas. Okay. Well. That'll do. That'll do. All right, they have Urborg Unknown card. Woo, on the edge of our seat. All right, 2 Gearhulks left, 1 Liliana to deal with. I'm at 3 life. Unknown card in hand. Alright, I can deal with the next Liliana. I can't deal with the next Gearhulk. Don't be another Gearhulk right here. Okay. Just a solid 8 mana dig through time. It's still scary though. I need another way to deal with Gearhulk. Gearhulk plus Counterspell maybe? Okay, they take my Abrupt Decay. Don't have Liliana, don't have Liliana, please. Alright, I have a Thoughtseize. We will hold our Thoughtseize until it is appropriate to do that, trying to get a Gideon down or something. Please no Gearhulk. Another dig. This is looking sketchy. Alright, I'll Thoughtseize. Just don't have the Gearhulk. What is this? Another dig through time. Interesting, they're going for a dig here. Looking for a Counterspell to protect their hand. Looks like they found it. Alright, we have a Gideon, so we have blockers now. They have 1 Vraska's Contempt as well, so that's really their only way of getting through to the Gideon. Thoughtseizes, they know about this, so I'm surprised they fired that off. Okay, Noxious Grasp. We knew about that card. I can't exile my own creature because it's just a bad idea. Alright, Gearhulk's here. Do they have a removal spell for Night Ally? If not, I get to block. Alright, I get to block. Come on. No Counterspell, please. Land's good to see. No Counterspell, please. No Counterspell? Play that Isolated Chapel, pass turn. They get a dig. We have 1 Noxious left to go through. No. Oh, come on. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Zakaya's Wrath. She would have been good. Couple tick ups and then we would have been able to gain a lot of life because they have 25 cards in exile. Match 1, a loss, a close one. Maybe just a couple too many lands. We got one under our belt though. Let's get the next one. Alright, got beat up a little bit. Punted terribly with Lost Legacy. We thought we had them covered and didn't remember the non-artifact clause. All good though. We've learned a few things. I'm happy with the Thought Seizes so far. Those have been really good. Leyline of the Void, it was fine. Cutting them was maybe a little painful in that matchup, but we'll see how it goes. Match 2 coming up right here. Let's go. Find an opponent. Alright, we found our opponent. Match number 2. We have a lot of staying power, so I feel pretty good about that. We'll keep this. Couple removal pieces, and this Thoughtseize over the Blessed Alliance feeling reasonable as our card choice. Let's go ahead and just take a look, see what's going on. Once Upon a Times. Alright, gonna find a land, I presume? Finds the goose. The Gilded Goose. Alright, a couple Gilded Gooses and a Kalitas. Let's get rid of this Hour of Promise. Hour of Promise looks like a not so nice card. We'll let them have some goose fun here. Alright, Overgrown Tomb, Gilded Goose, I presume. Makes a food token. I do hit a land here. So we're good to just play Godless Shrine tapped. We don't have to use this Fabled Passage for a little bit. We'll have black, black, white. We'll have black, black, and then white. And I'll get white with Fabled Passage. Another goose. Field of the Dead. It's a good card. It's actually kind of a nice card here too. It lets them draw if I use this like this. Let's not allow them to draw. Let's shock in here. Let's go ahead and Oath. This will maybe entice them to play Kalitas this coming turn. And then if they play Kalitas into this, then I can Wrath. And we'll feel really good. We can then secure the waste and try to beat them out faster. This will also use a food. Looks like what they're going to do here. Perfect, perfect. This is an easy Wrath here. Easy Wrath. Another Kaya. All right, we have black, black, white. This will be white. A little surprised they didn't play their Overgrown Tomb. All right, Kaya's. Goodbye, everything. I don't think they played this, unless this was that first one. But they had 2 Overgrown Tombs initially, I believe. All right, they're not playing it. I'll assume that I just missed it here. Kalitas number 2. I hate giving them... I hate giving them draws at the moment. So let's do this. We'll make a Knight Ally and pass turn. We'll try to set up where we get the Gideon emblem and secure the wastes for like 4 or 5 things. If we can do that, we can deck and stone all of the zombies. The zombies. They take damage for attacking me as well, and then they just reset most of the damage. A Gideon's Triumph is really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and boot up Gideon to slap them in for 5. This will keep their life total in check. It also keeps us a bit out of range of Kalidas. This takes them to 13. We'll leave up Gideon's Triumph here. When they attack, Gideon, Oath triggers, and then Gideon's Triumph makes them sacrifice. This is looking nifty. Looking nifty so far. Triggers. Triumph. Technically, they would have to sacrifice 2 creatures. But the 1 is fine for right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and boot up Gideon again. Attack for 5. We will Temple Garden untapped and pass the turn. So we have a Secure the Wasted end step. We have a Declaration in Stone. Hopefully being able to get enough damage in. There's a field. We'll go ahead and attempt to secure the wastes here. Secure the waste. We can go ahead and now emblem. We'll do it this way so we can Oath of Kaya here. Keep the new Oath of Kaya. We can go, what? 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll just go upstairs. So now by attacking here, we look good to kill. And we have the Assassin's Trophy as well. If they would have fielded, we'd still get in for 4. We have just enough to get around. Nice. All right. Field deck down. Thoughtseize is in. The Plagues are in. Ritual of Soot can be brought in as well. I wonder if we need Lost Legacy for anything. I could pick up Hour of Promise with this card. I can't name Field. I could name something that would be able to kill my Plague. Alright, Gideon Triumph. They had Kalidas as well. It's kind of an interesting card. Alright, Gideon Triumph, we're going to go ahead and remove those because they're probably more likely to be super wide on us. The Oath of Kaya's probably can go out as well. And maybe like maybe a pair of Abrupt Decays. And that's 8. That would be these 8. Okay. Kaya's an extra just win condition once again. Lost Legacy could be here naming something that protects, but I'm not sure what I would name at this point other than their own Abrupt Decays. They might remove some of their spot removal anyway because we kind of showed them we're a token deck as well. We are our own version of a token deck. Okay. We can keep this. Thoughtseize. Godless Shrine. That's the double black I need. We have an Anguish I'm making. Deck and Stone and Ritual of Soot. Alright. Give it a shot. No plagues. Declaration in Stone's a bit of a interesting one. It's a board wipe, but not a very good one for us. We'll keep. Okay. Keep it, keep it, keep. Once upon a time, to kick things off, we'll probably be seeing a Gilded Goose. The Gooseums. Elvish Rejuvenator. If they play a Gilded Goose, I'll Thoughtseize off my Godless Shrine. If they don't play a Gilded Goose, I'll do a Thoughtseize off Sandstep Citadel. I do like the Citadels and the Tri-lands. They're nice to have. Alright, I happen to pick up another Thoughtseize here. Alright, we'll still stay the course, but I'm probably going to be shocking in the Godless Shrine as well. But this gives them one more draw and gives us one more card to look at. They didn't have a 1-drop, and the deck doesn't have too many 2-drops. Let's Field of the Dead. Cool. Alright. Let's take a peek here at what's going on. Let's see what's going on, Mr. Decay, the Rejuvenator, the Hour of Providence, and Oblivion Sower. Wow. They just have another land here, so Rejuvenator's pretty easy take here. Really, it might just be Hour of Promise. Could be this Abrupt Decay, too. I could also probably just wait a turn to see if they draw anything else. Which, it seems silly now that I've shocked in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go for this. Let's just take the Hour of Promise. I have a deck in Stone and an Anguished Unmaking for the Ugin and the Oblivion Sower. Let's just cut them off of all their ramp spells here. Okay. We'll play a tap land, pass turn. I don't need to take the 2 damage for the Oath of Kaya. I know if the Kaya could be used for something else. We'll see if they found a land drop. I'm hoping they did not. It's the whole point of taking what I did. Especially since they did the Once Upon a Time and they got the Rejuvenator, they did not get a land. Alright, they skipped to our turn. Go ahead and play a Kaya out and tap land, pass the turn. Oath of Kaya really isn't hitting a whole lot, if we're being honest. Maybe they'll get frisky with their Abrupt Decay and feel like they need to fire it off at something. I doubt it, but one never knows. So really, I just want Ally of Zendikar. Yeah, that's about all I want. Ally of Zendikar, if I'm honest. Alright, they got something. Once Upon a Time. Probably going to try to find a land here. I'd imagine they would need a land. They do find one. And that is the land they play. Okay. Well, this is the incorrect Gideon to have, but we'll go ahead and play him out. We'll make an emblem with this Gideon, just in case we get a Gideon in the future. Just in case we get another Gideon. What's interesting is the Oblivion Sower allows our opponent to get different lands that they may not have in their deck for the Field of the Dead. It's a very interesting card. Alright, they're going to go ahead and get rid of our Gideon. Makes sense to me. They hit a 5th land here. It's tapped. What do we get? We get a Field of Ruin. This is actually a great card to see. So we'll go ahead and Field of Ruin their Field of the Dead. So that's a really good card for us to see. It gets rid of the field. We have a lot of that. Love that. We'll just get black mana here. And pass the turn. Alright. Guess I have to save the Declaration for the Oblivion and then something else for Ugin here. Oblivion Sower. You look at our 4 cards, you get a Isolated Chapel and a Fabled Passage. It's pretty good. We get over a Thoughtseize and a Kaya's Wrath. That's a bit of a shame. Those 2 cards would have been just fine. Okay. Hit my own Fabled Passage. Well, Declaration in Stone. 5/8, I don't think I want to be dealing with that. Let's go ahead and shuffle here. A little more black. Pass turn. Alright, Ugin. Luckily, Ugin doesn't really kill anything at the moment. Cracks the clue. Looks like it's going to be Ugin. Okay. Go ahead and English on making the Ugin. They do 3 to us. We need a finisher. That we do. Go ahead and Thoughtseize, see what's going on there. Get a refresh on what's here. Wow. Alright, so Abrupt Decay kills stuff. This destroys a lot of things too. Murderous Rider is kind of annoying. I guess I'll take the Murderous Rider because then I don't have to worry about it being in play. An Abrupt Decay and a Casualties of War, though, is definitely difficult cards to get through. Plays the Land of War. Okay, I have 2 Wrath effects. Not ideal cards. Uh-oh, they have a Field of the Dead. Not looking good for us. Well, we'll let the 2/2 hit me. If I had taken the Abrupt Decay, then maybe I can top deck a Plague, but I did not, so... yeah, there's that. Play a Ritual of Soot here. We're going to just pass the turn, holding the Isolated Chapel currently. They can use their Fabled Passage here to get a zombie. I'm going to 5, it looks like. Alright, well, we had enough hand disruption. We just did not have enough, it looks like, to get past all these zombies. They did eventually find their Field of the Dead. Abrupt Decay is a good one to name, though, with Lost Legacy if I wanted to bring that in. Kaya's Wrath here clears the board, buying us a turn or 2 here. Not much, but a turn or 2. Might just fire off Castle Lochwain. Nope. Rejuvenator. Need another Wrath-like effect. Alright, that'll do it. Secure the wastes. One too far down. What do we bring in? Is there any changes? I could bring in Lost Legacy to just name like Oblivion Sower and Ugin instead of just all these rituals and Kaya's Wraths. Let's take out the rituals and bring in these Lost Legacies. See if I can pick something off that's very important. I'm still going to have the Secure and I'm still going to play the Plague though. I don't think I need as many Wraths. I overboarded into Wraths. Two double black cards, a single black card, double white cards. Not any way to cast any of them. We'll mulligan this, knowing that that hand was pretty reasonable. Okay, this hand's interesting. Lost Legacy, and we can name something that's going to bother our Kaya here. And then we can use Kaya, Assassin's Trophy, maybe, to gain enough life. We'll get rid of this Fabled Passage, I think. Assassin's Trophy could go after a Field of the Dead as well. All right, here we go. For all the marbles. Temple Garden, tapped, passing back to our opponent. Turn 1. Crumbling Vestige. Makes black and Thought Seizes us. Well, some plans are out the door now. Wonder if they're worried about this Lost Legacy. Maybe. Maybe. This doesn't kill them very quickly. But I guess it kills them quickly enough. Alright, Lost Legacy is going to have to name something pretty cool here. I wonder if it's just Hour of Promise because I have 2 answers to Ugin. And Ugin's probably not as prominent in the deck as is the Hour of Promise. Or maybe we won't be naming anything. Doubling in on Thoughtseize here. I would imagine they might just take the Lost Legacy. They don't. Interesting. What can we name on 3 or 4 that would matter? I could name Kalidas. I could name Elvish Rejuvenator. I could name Hour of Promise. If I get the Plague, I'd want to name Abrupt Decay. Let's name something. We just got to decide what it is. It might be just Abrupt Decay. I could see Elvish Rejuvenator as well. Opponents had a slow start. What kind of read do we have on our opponent? Slow start, Elvish Rejuvenator. Stops them from ramping further. Let's name Abrupt Decay. And hope they have one. Alright. Well, if I would have named Tireless Tracker, apparently I would have completely decimated their entire hand. We did not. What else is in this? Let's grab a screenshot of their hand really quick. Gilded Goose, Rejuvenator. I guess they only have 2 lands, so if I get another Lost Legacy, I can nail the Tireless Tracker. We have a Hissing Quagmire we need to worry about, a Westvale Abbey over here, a bunch of Field of the Deads. There's a Duress, Oblivion Sower, 1 Ugin, so Ugin's not really a problem. If they're on Legion's ends. Alright. Go ahead. It's a shame this doesn't keep it here. I have to keep it off in a screenshot. Alright, we'll see if they hit their land. If not, I'd take a Lost Legacy off the top. Alright, tap land, go. Alright, looks like they're missing their land drops. Play our Gideon. Make a dude. We'll try to make a dude. I'll take a Lost Legacy off the top. Come on. Give me it. And I'll eat their hand. Duresses. Alright, so probably Duress is the deck in stone, even though it would be a draw for them. That was their draw for the turn. Let's go ahead and make... You know what? Let's just get in. It's 7 damage, so it gives them 1 turn here. I'm really tempted to actually just field this Overgrown Tomb. Shut them off of a color here. Let's do it in their draw step. Let them pick a color. Green is the obvious choice. Cool. So we win. I believe my opponent knows that we win. We'll see if they figure it out. Assassin's Trophy this. They get another land here, and then I swing with Gideon. So my opponent stumbles on lands in game 3 here. Actually, this should have been done at end step. If I did it at end step, then they don't get the Arbor. Oh, we didn't see the Arbor when we looked at the list. All right. We got there. Woo! Got there. Didn't need the Plague. Opponent stumbled a little bit. Lost Legacy named a decent card, which probably prevented the Night Ally from dying if they would have top decked that as well. All right. We're figuring it out. Figuring it out. Match 2 done. We'll see you in the next match. All right. 2 matches down. 3 to go. Keeping this going. Gideon Abzans. Abzan Gideons in Pioneer. Opponents is found. Match is recording. Let's go. I'm liking the Thoughtseize inclusion so far. Okay. We'll keep this. Got a couple Wrath effects. Try land. We'll need a land here. Next 2 draws, hopefully. Looks like another controlling blue deck. See how that plays out for us. You know what? Let's shock this in and pass turn. This way I have at least the Assassin's Trophy up. It's a bit of an odd shock here, but I don't think 2 life is going to matter terribly too much. Charted Course. Okay. Arclight. Nice. Alright, alright. Let's get a Gideon down. Make an emblem. Pass turn. Declaration in Stone will be good against the Phoenixes if they get a bunch of them back randomly. Leyline of the Void and our Deafening Silences will also be decent here. Thing. Kind of just want to... I think I just want to Gideon Blackblade here and start swinging in. Just gain some life here. I don't believe we're in any risk of that flipping this following turn. Both of these are indestructible as well, so next turn I could just Wrath to get rid of the thing in the ice. And the thing in the ice isn't naturally flipping these, so that's nice. Chart a course. Okay. We prepping for a good Phoenix turn. Fiery Temper. No extra land. They hit their land. Let's go ahead and, I guess, get rid of the thing in the ice. Make this emblem. Let's give this lifelink again. Swing. Go. They're at 8. They definitely could get the Phoenix back this turn. Is it Charms? Looking for 2 1-drops and put a Phoenix in. Alright. Looks like we're going to lose 1 Gideon here. Wild Slash. Wild Slash. Phoenix has come back. Gets to kill this Gideon. Well, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Let's just Wrath again and force them to go really heavy in getting these Phoenix back one more time. And then we can deck and stone them. Maybe I can grab even another Phoenix. Treasure Cruise. Boy. Oh boy. Land. Well, our Gideons almost got there. Wild Slash. It's a second spell for the turn. Third spell. Another Treasure Cruise. Let's go ahead and nail one of these. Make an F6. We're doing this because we're hoping they're going to go kind of all in on the other Phoenix to get it back. And honestly, our Assassin's Trophy is just not hitting a whole lot. Anguished Unmaking. Okay, so somehow I've got to get the last bit of damage. Bonus Phoenix here. I will take this. We'll pass back this turn. Chart a course. I have a feeling this other Phoenix is going to come back here. We'll get hit for 9, it looks like. Strategic planning. Okay, so extra Phoenix comes back here. I'm going to just take the 9. Gonna go to 6. Don't want to use this because it's the same damage. We'll deck and stone one of these. And we'll play our land past the turn. They can draw a lot of cards. Royal Scions. Thing. Draw this card. Spire Bluff. No actions. Sand Step past turn. Draws a card. Wild Slash is me. So looking a little sketchy. We're at 4 life. Phoenix. Is it flying first strike? Alright. We'll just Anguish Unmaking it and just hope that they don't have another Wild Slash here. They've already used... They've used all of their Wild Slashes, so they'd have a Fiery Temper and they win. Which is very likely. Lightning axes the Arclight Phoenix. Okay, so we don't lose the life. That's nice. Handy. Thought sees them. Is it Charm and Treasure Cruise? Well, I'll take the Treasure Cruise. They're able to cast 2 spells here, then we're dead. Draw this card. They can also probably just kill us with the ult here. Shard of Course. And a Treasure Cruise. Flips this. I believe that's enough spells to bring back the Phoenix as well. Well, they didn't need it. They just do the damage straight to my face. Alright. Deafening Silences are definitely in here. Leyline of the Void. Kaya is here. We can probably bring in a pair of Lost Legacies as well. Oath is alright. We don't need as many Wraths in this one. Deccan Stone is good. The Triumphs are a little bit weaker. Secure is probably a way we win. Ditch one Kaya. Probably just ditch a couple Assassin's Trophies as well. Bring these cards in. The Wrath is just in case. Well, actually, you know what? Let's get rid of the Wraths. I'm on the play. Let's bring the Thoughtseize in. Yeah, I like that. Alright. If they happen to get a bunch of Phoenixes here, then we're in trouble. But if not, it'll be good. We can mulligan this. Thoughtseize is not as good, just as a singleton card here. This is a heck of a lot better. We will keep this hand. We will get rid of probably just the Assassin's Trophy. Alright. Let's see if we can get a Deafening Silence in, followed up by some sort of Lost Legacy shenanigans. Alright. Deafening Silence. Let's play Slow Magic. Slow Magic. I need the double black here. I also could use just the double white. I suppose Gideon is actually a way to finish this game. So we'll go ahead and try for Gideon here. Okay, well, both of them are getting countered anyway. Alright, they had the counter. We'll go for it again. It would figure they have double Izzet Charm. Just a Phoenix. Thing in the Ice. Plus strategic planning. They got rid of another Thing in the Ice, so let's go ahead and deck and stone this one and pass turn. Now, having seen the next following cards that we've gotten, I kind of wish I got a black source. Chandra. Okay, and cracks the clue. Alright, so we have black, black, white here. Lost Legacy on them. At this point, it's probably just the Arclight Phoenix. See if I can grab a few of those. Nice. Okay, so we have a Wild Slash, an Opt, and a Chart of Course. We have an extra Chandra to deal with and 2 Thing in the Ices. That is basically all they've got going for them. All right. That being said, this Chandra is going to be a bit of a pain. Cast the Chart, of course, out of the draw. Well, unless I get a way to get rid of this Chandra, we're going to be dead pretty quickly here. I'm surprised they didn't just let that go. It's the same amount of damage. And that was meant to be a swamp. So here I would just emblem. Yep. And we're dead in 4 turns here. This is turn 1. We know they have enough spells to kill us. We're also apparently drawing only lands. Wild slashes us. Another 5. This is disappointing. There's our Anguish Unmaking that we needed for the Chandra. That's this on our turn. Oh, it's even less turns because of the instant speed. Nice. Well, we had the cards we needed. It just happened to get a Chandra before I got these Anguish Unmakings. And we weren't able to stick a Gideon. Maybe if I waited. I don't know. Was it greedy? The Is It Charm? Can I assume they have 2 Is It Charms back to back? Maybe it was greedy. Maybe I should have waited on the earlier Gideons for extra lands. We were just trying to play before they got any counter magic. But that is the breaks. That is the breaks. All right. We'll see you guys in the next match. See if we can ping pong our wins and losses back and forth here and get another win. All right. In for match 4. Looking for our opponent. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can find one that we can beat. We've been ping-ponging back and forth with our wins and losses, so if that is still the case, we're due for a win. Let's see if we can achieve that. Okay, let's play first. Gideon, Anguish Unmaking secure. Right. We're going to try a looser hand here. Surely we'll flood out again and hit another land. Hallowed Fountain, Shoxodon, and Gideon. Interesting. Alright. Well, we hit our land, so we're looking good there. We can Anguish Unmaking the Gideon or when it flips. So I'm not worried about that card. SRAM I'm a bit worried about, though. Attacks for 2. Alright, well, we're going to trust that just a Gideon here is enough. It's on 5. We have a 2-1 and 2-2. This can become indestructible. We'll see if this leaving SRAM in play was a mistake. So far, it has not really been a mistake. Plays a Gideon. Are they going to just emblem this Gideon? That would seem a little silly. Really hoping to hit another land here for this Wrath. We're playing very heavy into wanting this Wrath to happen. They do. Emblem. Interesting. So they're going to kill Gideon here? Alright. Well, I don't need to Wrath necessarily anymore. At least not immediately. Let's Oath. We'll get rid of SRAM here. Leaves Gideon, but Gideon's indestructibility doesn't matter against Anguish Unmaking here. Tap land. Guessing they have another Gideon or something. Heart of Kirin. Okay. This would be my opportunity to just Wrath the board. Let's do that. Throughout the board, it's a 1-for-1, but the Anguish Unmaking can deal with the Heart of Kirin. Maybe they don't have another... Doesn't appear they have another Planeswalker here, which is good. Alright, they boot this up. It's a 5/5. Darn. I really wish Oath could get this. This looks like this might be a little bit difficult to kill. We are going to Anguish Unmaking, probably the Heart. If I can get them to randomly have to use the indestructibility off of, like, say, Secure or even a Gideon Knight token, then this is just... It's not a threat, necessarily. They have to have 3 things attack for this to flip, and even if it were to flip, it's not the worst. Cruise up. Alright, we can definitely remove this. Easy as pie. We take 3 instead, but we get rid of the Heart. Heart is a legendary artifact, so if they have another one, bummer. Keep tapping, come on. I need you to tap more. The 3/4 is a 4/5? Wow. Gets to replay Gideon off of the Kethis. It's really good. Pretty good. Alright, we're gonna play Oath of Kaya here. Keeping the new Oath. Killing Kytheon here, I think. We gain 3. They have 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll go to 1. We're hoping that I can somehow maybe make a Gideon Triumph something here. Block with some Secure the Waste tokens. I don't know. I'm going to 1. We are not going to 1. This also got +1/+1. So this emblem really messed us up here. Chapel, I get to make 4 blockers. Gideon stop something. Make sacrifices. I think it was the right play. I just did the math incorrectly. We're off by 1. Off by 1. Okay. Kaya Ritual Soot, maybe? And the Ley Lines? Maybe even the Plagues might be okay. Let's get rid of a few of these Oath of Kaya's. Kaya's Wrath now. I'm on the play, but I'm going to go ahead and kill off the Thoughtseizes here. And I'm actually going to drop 1 Abrupt Decay. It seemed like they had a lot of things that were higher up than just 3. Gideon, Kythus, a few other things. So let's see if we can avoid that shenanigans from happening. We'll keep this hand. Has a Gideon. Has some removal. Has a way to cast Gideon. Has a way to cast Ritual of Soot. See if they have the turn 1. They don't. Alright. See what this turn 2 looks like. Smuggler's Copter. All good with me. Play Gideon here. We'll uptick on the Copter and pass the turn. So now Gideon's Triumph is a little bit more potent, which is nice. Makes them sacrifice 2 things. I like this. I like the Gideon's Triumphs with the Gideon Trials, Blackbait, and Ally of Zendikar. That synergy is really nice. I believe the only way we're going to get this Smuggler's Copter is something like this Triumph. We got a couple things. Didn't see the copter either initially. Emery. So they can hit this Heart of Kieran right now? I don't think I want them to do that. Let's prevent damage from copter here again. I think I'm just going to go ahead and fire off the soot. Pass turn. Just gets rid of Emery. It's a destroy. If they get Kytheon, the destruction doesn't always matter because they can make it indestructible. See if they have a follow-up Emery here. They do. Okay. Well, I have a follow-up Abrupt Decay now. There's a heart, flagship, and another heart. I think we're good to go here on killing this. Wonder if I can turn on the attack now. Plays a creature, swings in for 3. Loots. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Next turn I can do the same thing. I can deck and stone them. The creature. I can maybe Gideon's Triumph, especially if they play like 2 creatures here. We'll open it up for the copter to be used once here. They're not using it even with the Emery, so they're not doing one of these. Yeah, prevented damage, but I'm attacking and looting. So maybe they're just not interested in attacking with it right now. I don't know. Land. Selfless Spirit. Well, we get around that with our Deck and Stones and Gideon here. Cruise up. See where they go with this copter. Where you going, copter? All right, goes at Gideon. That's fine. That's fine for this turn. Plays an Oko. So I need to... Do I need to attack this Oko? I probably do. Very unfortunate. We'll go and attack the Oko here. We'll deck and stone them. We'll see if they can hopefully attack me with 2 things. And then I can triumph them. Maybe they don't want this exiled. Maybe they'll sacrifice it in response. Alright, we're hoping that this makes this an elk. Or maybe even this an elk. Swings in with this copter plus this. Wow, this is playing around quite a bit. Alright. I was hoping they would play a creature there and then crew up Smuggler Copter and get in, but apparently that's not happening. Man, that is a weird play. I was hoping we could get the Smuggler Copter, but... So they can play an Emery again? Plays SRAM. Plays Heart of Kieran as well. Alright. Deck and Stone SRAM. Deck and Stone Kethis. Swing with Gideon at Oko so they don't create any more elks. They may have a million draws, though. Cruise with Copter. Alright, I'm still going to go ahead and attack Oko here to get off the Copter. But they can use the Heart here with Oko. Gets rid of a Heart, loses Smuggler's Copter. They can crew Heart of Kieran and make an Elk here. How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? This is a beating. And a Gideon. Oh boy. Oh boy. They have lethal? Let's see here. Makes an elk. Makes this a 4/4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh boy. Now there's a Teferi here too. Alright, so they have me in 2 turns here. I can get a Wrath effect, but it doesn't stop the Gideon here. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Going to 3. Wow. Wow. Dang. Alright, so point against me. Leyline of the Void would have helped. Not tremendously, but it would have helped a lot there, especially when they got Kethis out there. That's about it, though. They just basically went off from there. Bummer. Alright. Not looking good. Let's try to salvage the league. See you in the next match. Alright, match number 5 coming up here. Looking to salvage our league. Found our opponent. I think we can do this. 1 point against me for taking out the Leyline of the Voids. Although I am perhaps not sure if we would have come back from that previous match. Thoughtseize, a Gideon, lands, no green mana. We can keep this, though. I don't believe in any case, though, I would have wanted a Blessed Alliance, so. Uh-oh. Alright. We have this weird Lotus deck. I think... this draws them a card. This lets them go get something from their yard. Let's take the draw. Alright, we may be very bad here game 1 against this, but game 2 we might be better. Also, Gideon is kind of cool, so we'll see how the Gideon plays out for us. Alright, that card does nada here. Absolutely nada. Thespian. Alright, we'll play Gideon here. Copies, so now they have a lot of blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. Make an emblem. You get an emblem. As long as you control, you can't lose the game. And your opponents can't win the game. Clever, isn't it? Clever. Wonder if they have a way to get rid of this. We'll see. We will see. Wonder how many basics they run as well. Maybe we should test that. All right, let's get in for 4 here, and then we'll test this. It'd be interesting if I could field something for this Thespian stage that they copy. Wonder what'll happen if they do that. Do it. I want to test this. Science. They don't copy. Bummer. Got excited for a moment. I'm still going to make it copy here. Or kill something. Once Upon a Time. This is their very first spell they're playing on turn 5. A Lotus Field has been found. If they attempt to play the Lotus Field, I can probably probably can't. I need them to play something else or do something with this card. Yeah, float some mana, play Lotus Field here. Okay, we have to allow that to resolve. They're going to look to copy this, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and go for it. That way they don't get the copy here. We are going to go get our green mana. They do appear to have another forest. I kind of want to keep tempting this. But we'll leave the Assassin's Trophy for the Planeswalker that we're aware of. The Jace. Alright, swing, go. Got him down to 12. Taking game 1 here would be really nice. Would be really nice. We'll see, though. Another Thespian stage. I can Assassin's Trophy that if I wanted to. Is that worth the Assassin's Trophy here? It keeps them off a reasonable amount of mana. Does it stop them from just winning the game? I will allow this to resolve. Has hexproof too. All right. We have an answer if they don't have a counter spell. We'll see how this plays out. It's hard to say that attacking that land is the appropriate action here. Especially when they have a lot of untapped pieces. The Fae of Wishes is going to go get Omnipotence. Or at least that's its intention here. Hidden Strings. So we have Fae and some unknown cards. Alright, we have to play through this though because I have to test them to see if they have a counterspell in the deck that gets rid of the Assassin's Trophy targeting their Jace that they're going to be playing. Vizier of Tumbling Sands untaps. Okay. Nine mana, Once Upon a Time. Another Lotus Field. My. Gets to play the Lotus Field. Sacrifices 2 forests. They need ways to untap these Lotus Fields to continue this combo. We're 3 turns away from killing him with Gideon. There's the granted side of Fae of Wishes. This gets it Omni. A secondary Assassin's Trophy would be nice to have. But I can't. I won't be able to do too much. Alright, go ahead. Not going to quite F6 here. 4 over the pages. They're untapping. This gets them the mana for Omni. Gonna play Omni so they can cast anything. They have a Fae of Wishes they can play in and then return to hand. They can also probably untap some more stuff here. Making lots of mana. They have to be able to bounce the Fae of Wishes back to hand. So they need one more double untap, it looks like. Yep, alright. So now they can play Fae of Wishes, bounce it, and go get Enter the Infinite. Enter the Infinite with Omni out. They draw their deck. They go play Jace. They're going to try to see if they can win there. I'm going to attempt an Assassin's Trophy on the Jace when they go to do their up trigger. And we'll see. We'll see if it works. Moment of truth. If not, we have Deafening Silence to bring in and Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy will be pretty decent here. So they have Enter the Infinite now. This is a pretty card by Therese Nielsen. Omni. Enters the Infinite. What's funny is you could, in response to that, nail this Omni. But we're going to go ahead and let that resolve. We're going to just hope they don't have a counterspell. I got to imagine they have one in there somewhere. I would think. We'll see, though. We will see. Not to mention they've got to get rid of what, Gideon here? My opponent can't win the game. So I can't lose and they can't win. So they need a way to bounce Gideon here. I still want to go ahead and attempt this Assassin's Trophy, though, in case they have, like, in response, doing something. So you got Jace. They're going to get an Ugin as well. Okay, okay. Plays the Ugin. That's going to get rid of Gideon. Okay, okay. They're going to play Jace. Here we go. Do they have a counterspell? We have to do this in response to this uptick. All this waiting, all this coming down to this final moment. We'll see how far this deck goes into the combo. I have to imagine there's a counterspell somewhere, but we're going to test it. It's good to know about Ugin as well. Wonder what I'd name with Lost Legacy. I mean, I could just name Omni. Or Enter the Infinite, probably. Those are safe things. Or I could name this Jace. Hidden Strings. It's an interesting choice. What are they doing? Cast a Fae of Wishes. Bounces Fae of Wishes? Cast a Fae of Wishes. Like, they don't kill me fast enough. They have one card in the deck, and they have the Jace. So I imagine they're supposed to go for this. All of this setup makes me think they don't have a counter. It's a lot of setup. Just play this. Up, this uptick. If you have a counter, you win. Returns Fae. Returns Fae. Granted. Dispute. Granted to get another dispute here. Growth Spiral. Alright, well, in response to the next growth spiral, I have to assassins, and they have 2 mystical disputes. So they had the mystical disputes, they just happen to be in the sideboard. Alright, all that to get the 2 mystical disputes that they needed for counter spells. Bummer. Alright, our opponent does win. So they have the Ugin, they have the Jace, they have the mystical disputes. Mystical disputes, though, is their counter spell, so that'll be good to know as well for these Lost Legacies. Alright, Lost Legacies here. Thought Seizes and Deafening Silences are all slamming in here. Abrupt Decays hit nothing. Let's see here. Anguish of Making hits a few things, so we'll keep that. Gideon's Triumph hits nothing. Declaration in Stone could hit the phase. Bring in a Kaya here as an alternate win condition. Take out Wrath. I mean, I guess I could take the extra Wraths out and just keep the Abrupt Decays in. Let's get the 2 ley lines in here. Just anything that removes creatures out, and then anything that targets hand in. Alright, I'm pretty happy to have Deafening Silence in for this one, and I would like the 4th Lost Legacy, but I don't think I'd want that many ley lines. So sideboard looks reasonable. We'll go ahead and attack this opponent. So I have the Void here, but I don't have the Deafening Silence. I think I kind of want to go for that. We're going to mulligan this. I'm wondering if this is fast enough. It probably isn't. We're looking for Thoughtseize and Deafening Silence much more than these cards. I'm just going to mulligan to Oblivion, though. Might be mulliganing to Oblivion here. They kept their 7, but it took them a while. Let's mulligan this again. Alright. Keep Gideon, Deck and Stone out. Done. We will Fable Passage. We'll go get white mana here. Fingers crossed we got this. Have to do the whole Ugin thing again. Plays the Forest. Plays an Arbor. Arbor gets in my way, which is a problem. Okay, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize here. What do we got? Dig, Growth, Hidden, Sylvan. Sylvan guarantees the Lotus. I don't want that. So I guess I take that and then you can have the Growth Spiral. Alright. Get to do this again. Get to do this again. Where's my Deafening Silence? Breeding Pool was the draw. Intapped. So we're going to Growth Spiral and put a Thespian Stage in. Alright, Gideon's down. Make our emblem again. As long as if I have this emblem, I might be able to do very interesting things to them. We are definitely not killing them anytime soon, though. Lost Legacy or Deafening Silence is our best draws at this point. Dig is currently 1 mana away from being used. Visitor of the Tumbling Sands. Untaps. Alright. If they hit a land, that sets them up for Dig. Sort of wanting Rest in Peace a little more than Leyline of the Void. We have plenty of white to make it work. Hidden Strings. Alright. Field can be played here. We're gonna get in. One, two, three, four, five, so they can dig here. They do. We'll see if they can set something up to win with. Combo, combo, combo. With a Field of Ruin, I need to go get black mana. I get 2 cards. Here we go. Another forest. Pour over the pages. Draw 3, untap 2. I guess I just hit this Thespian stage. Hit this and we'll go get black mana. Ah, ooh, 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 ooh. Lost Legacy, all right. I think we'll go ahead and fire this off, and I can name the Jace, or I can name Omni or something like that. I can name Ugin, Mystical Dispute. Question is, what am I naming here? Naming Omni is probably the safest thing. I could also do Fae of Wishes. Seems to be how they get what they need. I don't have to name the other side, do I? It would take the card. I could grab Fae of Wishes, and then they won't be able to tutor for their answers. But if they do Omni, Enter the Infinite, and Jace, and they just have those in the deck, then we're kind of screwed up. I kind of want to name Omni. Let's name Omni here. And see what else they have. So they have the Fae of Wishes, and that's really all I need to name now if I get a second one. Alright, sounds good. I suppose the Fae of Wishes is just safer because the Fae of Wishes prevents them from going to the sideboard. Maybe Fae was the smarter draw there. Vizier. We'll see how it plays out. We'll learn something here. Pour over the pages. Wonder if I can just hit this Grazer off at some point to make sure I get in for all the damage. Growth Spiral. Sacrifices 2 lands. Now I sort of want to kill that Thespian stage. Let's see how it plays out. Wonder if the Grazer's ever going to block. I wonder. Alright, we'll see if Thespian attempts to do something where it becomes Lotus Field here. And then we'll shoot it. Sylvan Scrying. Interesting. Goes in and gets another Lotus Field. Now I'm wishing I named Fae of Wishes. See if they'll copy here. I'm hoping they will. I can knock them down back to 6 mana. They definitely don't. Alright, we're definitely going to hit this. Pass the turn. Completely here. Vizier untapping Thespian stage here so they can copy it. That's pretty good. It's a good line. And now it will get hexproof. Nifty, nifty. Wonder if we've screwed up here. Alright, we'll attack here. Now they block. They blocked the moment I had a removal spell. Granted. Yeah, Fae of Wishes was the better. Fae of Wishes, if we named that, and it looks like they had nothing to actually play, that would have killed me. So this is the better named card. Well, we've learned something. Hidden strings here, so they're going to have enough to definitely play this out. Question is, will they have enough to bounce Fae here? The ultimate question. Plays a Fae, puts his untapped. Alright. It's an interesting card to have here. Declaration in Stone will hopefully make them bounce this right now, and then I can put the Gideon into play. And they're going to have to hold on to Omni. We'll see if we can do it. Hitting him for 4. We'll hold the land here. I don't think they have any like sensor type of things. Omni here. In response to Omni going and getting. Let's allow this to happen. Because I don't want them to go get another Omni here. Or have something. Maybe I'm supposed to be firing this off here. I'm hoping they get like Enter the Infinite. They do. Cool. So in response to Enter the Infinite here, we're going to go ahead and nail the Omni. And that should be, I believe, lethal. Because now they'll draw everything and put one back. But they haven't played a land this turn. But they didn't search with the forest, so I have a feeling most of it's going to come into play tapped. And they can't get a Fae of Wishes into play. I don't know, maybe there is perhaps a mistake in here somewhere. Oh, the Grazer's here. Okay, there is maybe a mistake. Maybe a couple mistakes. Maybe a couple. I need a removal spell now. We got there. Okay, we've made some mistakes here, but hopefully, mistakes aside, we can play better match or game number 3 here. Ooh, there was a lot of mistakes. Okay. All right. I like everything that we've created here. I don't think there's much I want to change. I think the declarations in Stone, we could just simply use Abrupt Decays instead for basically most of everything I hit. So we're going to make that swap. That way we're not giving them anything that can draw them. We're going to be looking for Deafening Silences, Thoughtseize, and Lost Legacy. Those look like the cards to play. Fingers crossed we hit some of those. Alright, I hit a Lost Legacy. We're going to go ahead and keep this. And I'm going to name Fae of Wishes this time around. let's see how that goes. Alright, let's see if we can fix all of our mistakes here. Vizier Arbor. Citadel, go. Alright, Lost Legacy. Need you to work. Just play the swamp in and pass the turn here for this Assassin's Trophy. Tumbling, 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 tumbling. They're almost out of cards, so fingers crossed they didn't bring in the Mystical Disputes. I didn't check when I did do the Lost Legacy the first time. Maybe I should have done that. Just to check what their counterspell was. This is looking good, though. Let's hope they don't keep 3 mana available, because Mystical Dispute did look like it. And as long as they don't have 3 mana, this Lost Legacy might be strong enough. They do shock in here. It's an interesting shock in. Yes, tap out. Okay, that doesn't exactly tap out. They cipher on here. I appreciate that cipher. Oh, are they not ciphering? You may exile this spell card, encoded to a creature. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy. I like this. This is good. I'm gonna let this hit me. Oh, I'm not gonna let this hit me. Alright, do I just fire off the Lost Legacy with the hope that they don't have the counterspell right here, right now? If it's a Mystical Dispute, it costs them 3. Let's go for it. That'll mean that these last few cards are... Alright, we'll name Fae of Wishes this time. This feels like a smarter thing to do. Now what do they kill me with? They can kill me with, I guess, Vizier? And that is it. Alright, let's take a screenshot. Alright, never mind. We got there. We named the correct card. Got there. A little 2-3 here in the leagues. A little 2-3. Go back to the game. Yeah, I was double checking to see. We named the incorrect card the first time around. We got it right this time. No problems there. We had a Gideon coming. We had a second Lost Legacy. So if I saw anything here, I could Lost Legacy the next one as well. The opponent did not bring in any counter spells. Whether that's normal or not, I don't know, but we can definitely see the list here and know they didn't. If you're curious about this list, there's all the cards. They should be all available, except the hand. I think the hand disappeared, but you can look back. All right, let's go to the wrap up and talk about this Abzan Gideon deck here. Let's see what we think. 2-3, 2-3. Couple punts there in the last games. Surely more punts during the entire league. Gideon, Abzan, Gideon here in Pioneer. A donation deck list from the Extra Life stream. What a deck. I think there is plenty of power here. I think you can tune your Gideon's Triumph, your Declaration in Stones. You can tune those a little bit and go up or down based on whether you're seeing a lot more creatures or you're seeing a lot less creatures. In our league, we saw a good mixture. We had a combo. We had a field deck. We had a Phoenix deck. What else did we have? A control deck. So in control, field, Phoenix, Kethis, and a Lotus. Not saying that we did very well with the 2-3. However, we did battle quite well in each matchup, and I think if we just had a few more repetitions with the deck, we have a really good shot at winning. I like the Secure the Wastes. I like the Gideon Ally of Zendikar, being able to make these all 2/2s. If you put 5 of them in, Gideon ally, emblem, 10 damage. It's pretty good, especially with some Oaths. Oath of Kaya is great for that aggro matchup. The Declaration in Stone helps get rid of really nasty cards, but also when our opponent goes super wide. The Triumph is an interesting card because we're playing a relatively high count in Gideons. It could be actually a little more removal than you would think for 2. Yeah, pretty cool. Mana base was a little tough. The Sandstep Citadel was nice. I've brought in a 1-drop here. I don't believe we had many 1-drops before because we had the other 2-drop sacrifice, gain life, all of that. So what was it? Blessed Alliance. Bringing in a couple of the Thoughtseizes, I think, just shored up a few matchups which we would have been just maybe bulldozed over. And then the Deafening Silence did come into play there at the end. We just never got to cast it. But we happened to run into a Phoenix matchup, and we happened to run into that Lotus deck. And so both of those would have been pretty good. Overall, deck is pretty decent. I think it's F&M quality. I think you could definitely spice this up a little bit further, take it into that black-white, and maybe even drop the Abzan color to just shore up a few more things, bring a couple more Thoughtseizes in. But you'll need some sort of removal, so don't go too crazy with just dropping green immediately. Nice list. Thank you for the donation. If you want to donate for a list also, you can check out our Twitch page. We'll be getting that live very, very soon. And as always, if you've enjoyed the content here on this YouTube exclusive, hit the subscribe button. It helps support us and gives you that notification when we throw another either VOD or YouTube exclusive content up here. That'll do it though. Thank you guys so much. Abzan Gideon here in Pioneer, and we will see you guys next matches. Take care.